Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I wanted to put together a quick little guide for how I look for flights to different places around the world using Google Flights. Google Flights has quickly become my favorite way to look for flights over the years, and I just thought I'd show you how I go about that. Since I get asked several times a year how I do it, I thought I could just record a quick video showing you and then send the video to folks when they ask about it. So to begin with, you're going to go to google.com. I think /flights will get you here as well, but Google Flights. And then you're going to start out by adding the airports around your vicinity that you would be happy to fly out of, and go ahead and hit the plus there and add different airports that you could fly out of. Oftentimes you'll find different airlines obviously fly out of different airports, and so some of them will give you better deals from their hub versus trying to connect through with other airlines. Let's see. So I'm adding. Let's see. What am I missing here? Charlotte. So this would be probably where I would generally start. And just a little tip here: they only put like 7 different airports in here. But if you live near like a city that has a number of airports in it, like Washington, D.C., you can go ahead and just hit check beside Washington to add all 3 of those. So once you've maxed out the number of airports that you could fly out of, go ahead and hit the check there. Instead of selecting where to here, like your destination, if you're flexible in your destination, go ahead and hit the Explore button, and that will take you over to the Explore tab. It will pre-fill your airports, your starting airports, and it will leave the dates in that are from over there in flights, but we're going to go ahead and click into here. And the best way to do this is to have flexible dates, and if you have a week or 2 weeks, go ahead and select whichever one there. So we'll leave it at 1 week, and we'll select September just to give us something to work with. Unfortunately, they don't let you go farther out than October at this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 months in advance. So if you're planning a flight for more than 6 months in advance, this will be a little less helpful for you. You might go back to specific dates, and that's actually what I would do, and just set your week or 2 weeks and see what shows up. So once you have that set, your kind of length of your trip, your originating airports, it's going to think a while. It's going to show you all these different flights that could be had that fit this criteria, obviously. And then if you get down here to filters and go ahead and toggle that down, probably the main filter that I generally look for is price, and I'm usually trying to get a deal. So I would, if it's here within the states, you might want to look for something $250 and below. Just start out pretty low and then see what shows up. Once that shows up, if you're not finding something you're interested in, go ahead and crank it up another $50 and see what shows up there, and continue up till you find something you're interested in. In this case, I'm going to go to $450, and we're going to not go to the US. We're going to slide down south and look at South America, or Latin America, as some people like to refer to it as. So here we are. We're waiting for the things to finish searching, and there's not a ton of great deals under $450 down here. So let's go ahead and bump this up to, say, $550 and see if that gets us a few more. And yeah, that pops up Rio de Janeiro and a couple of these others as well. So yeah, that gives you kind of a overlook of the different locations, how to find a decent price there. But so at this point, once you decide, say you want to go to La Paz, go ahead and click into that. And it will show you the different flights here, and you can go ahead and hit view flights to head over to Google Flights. It'll open in a new tab, and you see here that there's only one flight that day. That's the one that is this cheaper price, or $5.45. It's the different filters that we had set over there. So at this point, you could start to play around with things like the date grid here within Google Flights, which can be really helpful. So looks like there's no flights except on Fridays, potentially. So that's limiting things a little bit here. But if we actually go up here to the calendar view up here, that gives us another kind of overview. So if we wanted to lengthen our trip, say, so September 22, and then if we wanted to go a little longer, looks like we could keep that $5.45 price and go, an extra week or whatever there. And then obviously once you decide on the dates you want, go ahead and choose your flight and purchase the ticket. Alternatively, if you're not quite ready to book, if you're just kind of thinking about things, you can go ahead and use the track prices feature here. And once you toggle that on, if you're not signed in, it will ask you to sign in, and then it will notify you about price changes as they change. Let's see, what else do I need to mention? One thing that is nice to know is that most airlines have a 24-hour free cancellation policy. So if you find a pretty good deal and you're not 1,000% sure that everything will work out, go ahead and buy the ticket, and then you can just cancel the flight within 24 hours for no fee generally. So go ahead and check your airline before you maybe book it to make sure that 24-hour return or refund policy is in place. But generally it is, and that should get you going to wherever you're going for a decent price anyway. But yeah, there's always other tools in here like the price graph, which will tell you whether the price you're looking at is a fairly normal price or not, which for this particular flight to La Paz, this looks about normal. So sometimes it will be substantially cheaper or more expensive, and you can kind of shift your dates around and get to a different price as well. So I think that pretty much covers it. I hope this was helpful for you. If you end up finding a flight this way, I would love to hear about it. Feel free to drop it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.